What's up, locker room? So good to be home talking with you guys. Remember, not to you guys, but talking with you guys. So we appreciate you. Another Sunday here, another Tuesday, actually. It's another Tuesday. You know what you know what that is I just did? You see what that is? Sunday has always been the most important day for me. Think about this now. When I'm playing football, we always play in the pros, we played on Sunday. Even when I was playing on Fridays in high school, I was thinking about playing on Sunday. Then I played Saturdays on college. I was thinking about playing on Sunday. And then when I started playing Sundays, you always think about Sunday. And even after playing, my world works around Sunday. I try to make sure I fly back home early Sunday morning to be in service, to give God his love, respect, and all of those things. And that's why I just said and mistakenly called this day Sunday. You know why? All those important days, Sunday has always been the most important day for me. And now talking to you is what's most important for me. So I equated the two. I equated. That's what just happened. That's what just happened. Do you guys understand how mind-blowing that is? And I hope you get it to see when I say what this means to me, to have a moment for us to chat like we chat in these lives. And I just equated Sunday in this because Sunday's always been most important to me. And now this is what's most important to me. And more important, most important to me is what's most important for me. And that's having this moment so you and I can chat and get to speak about things that are happening and in some way to help each other. So much is going on, man. I want to get into talking about the Cowboys and this franchise tag. Here we go again. You know what I mean? And look at what's happening around the league. I got y'all know Kirk Cousins about to be released. Kirk Cousins to be released from the Falcons. I want to see what team jumps on Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins I mean, that's a hell of a quarterback to be on the market at this time. And Kirk Cousins, I guarantee you, somebody's going to give him some money. We're quarterback desperate league, and there are a lot of teams that can use Kirk Cousins. I'll ask you guys about that. What a beautiful, beautiful USA day on the ice, I will say. We took gold in three of the disciplines. And figure skating, you know, and then we came back and you saw what the ladies did on the ice, and then the men's the other night on the ice against Canada. Isn't that crazy? Against Canada and all the fighting we've been doing with Canada and all that the terror. It's just insane how, how it all falls out sometimes, you know. Um, well, I can't even get into all that's going on in Mexico right now. My God, have you guys seen this? Let's say something, man. Let's pray for the people, and certainly pray for all the innocent people that are caught in the middle of this cartel war going on in Mexico. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want nobody saying nothing about nothing. There are some things it's okay to be afraid of. And that happens to be one of them. And I don't even want to talk about it too much. I don't want somebody to say, Mike Irvin said that, and somebody get mad at that, and then all of a sudden the cartel send the hitman to me. I ain't no bad boy. I ain't no bad boy. I don't want it. I'm gonna leave that alone. We're praying for everybody in Mexico. And we're hoping that all of our fellow Americans can get out of Mexico safe. And the fellow Americans here try to get your money back right now and not go to Mexico because there's a lot going on. And if anybody knows more than what I'm seeing out here in social media, then tell me. because I'm just praying for everybody. So if anybody knows more, you can certainly feel free to say it here. Oh man, already. I like it already. We jumping all on this here. Kirk Cousins will be a fit for Cleveland. And Cleveland Browns, you think Kirk Cousins going to back up the door or going in to take that job? It's going to be interesting. I can take that. Playmaker, you are my favorite Cowboy of all time. You can't teach passion and tenacity. Tenacity, you can't. You're right. You know what? That's an interesting take. And can you teach passion and tenacity? And let me tell you why I say that same thing. I say that same thing. But I don't necessarily know anymore about that. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you why I don't necessarily know about that. I go back to listening to Coach Jerry Sullivan talk to me about Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And well, I remember when he called me a little while ago and he had these kids back in high school, college, he was working out with them. And he said to me, he said, Michael, I finally found a receiver, man, that boy, I think, hey, you know, it is just he has that passion like you have. And he wants to win so much like you. You know, he said, I never thought I'd meet another guy, but I have met it. And he said, and this guy is Justin Jefferson. But then he's told me about Jamar Chase. He said, Jamar Chase, he works because he's working both of them out. He said, Jamar Chase is phenomenal physical skill set, phenomenal physical skill sets. And by being around Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase became a phenomenal competitor. I used to think you had to be born with it. But what Jerry told me about Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, he said, I'm telling you, this kid has gotten to a different place with being a competitor. And now you even see it when you see Jamar Chase kind of losing himself, you know, going crazy and then kind of spitting on people, whatever, which you shouldn't do. I can always say that. But I understand where all that comes from. It's just the wrong thing to do at the wrong time, but it's just competitiveness and all that stuff and everything. I ain't saying it's right. So I don't need you calling me on that. But so it started making me thinking, you know, because yeah, you get around people, you start picking up things that they do. And so maybe some of these things you can't, you know, you can learn as you go. You may not have it all the way to the depth of that person that's born with it and bred with it, but if you can get it, you can get it and get as much as you can of that competitiveness to add to the game that you have, you know, and the things that you are doing on the football field. That's the whole thing, huh? What's that, man? Let me start talking to you guys. Playmaker, LOL. What's up, guys? What's up? Skilla J. That's how you say that name, Skilla J? Huh? What do you think about Christian Parker, playmaker? I've been thinking about trying to get Christian Parker too. As a matter of fact, that's a good clip. I want to bring him on and talk to him. I like the hire. Remember, I told you guys I was with Coach. We were at Catch, the dinner right before I left, and I was talking to him about Christian, and he says this is perfect. I mean, perfect. And I said, well, what do you mean perfect? From an X and O standpoint, because that's one level of defense, and I want a guy that pay attention to details and knows X's and O's. But I want a guy that knows how to bring the best out of the Jimmys and the Joes and the players and everybody. So it's two parts to that. I want you to know how to line them up and give them an assignment. But I want you to equally or even better than know how to put something inside them so they go execute the assignment to the highest level. Dan Quinn's defense, Dan Quinn was a lot like that. And when you're like that, you can take less and produce more because you can have the guys that are a little less physically talented, but does everything they do with more heart. And they'll study it more because they're more heart. And you'll still win, or you'll really win because of that. So I need both elements within a defensive coordinator. And I don't, yeah, we know what we had last year. It'll be hard to be worse than what was produced last year on the football field. So yeah, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get on that about Christian Parker, man. Just to get us some information. I've been trying to say, okay, it's time to turn to basketball, but it's never time to turn away from football. And those hires like Christian Parker, that's a big hire. What's going on right now with the start of what they're doing with the franchise tag to George Pickens, that that right there is what's about to stir up a lot of stuff right now. Hold on, your boy right here, X R91. That's what that is. You were funny on Jimmy Kimmel, man. Hey, Jimmy Kimmel, man. I love Jimmy. What did I say? What was I talking about on Jimmy Kimmel? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. Snap. I just oh, you're talking about what I told Jimmy about the White House. I showed the White House and I told him, oh yeah, man, listen, man, you can come in because about the situation. And I said, I know you had a situation. So I asked him to come to my White House to tell me the situation he had with, the other White House. And I told him, usually if you leave my White House and when you leave my White House, all left with a pretty happy ending, so you can, as opposed to leaving, Now listen, I'm a comedian, and I'm not a comedian, but I'm a comedian, and Jimmy's sharp. So, I'm playing with him and giving him jabs to see how quick he can get it. And Jimmy, I love Jimmy, man. Jimmy's funny. He's funny. He gets it. He's witty. I just love him. Skill AJ. I would love to see Maxx Crosby come to the Cowboys. You know what I mean? I would love to see Maxx Crosby come to the Cowboys. You put Max, dude. Oh. I was just about to say something that I thought maybe I better not say right now. But this is locker room. I am going to say it because it's us. It's us. I was just about to think. Because I thought about with Maxx Crosby here with Quinn Williams and what you just saw that push up the middle when those guys got together, it would be insane to bring Maxx Crosby here. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's kind of going to be DVD probably. I have to help me. She's giving me a note. Right, here's my note. I gotta eat because I haven't eaten anything. This one. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. People that take care of me and take care around the house. I get working so much and I don't eat anything, but I should eat something. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite to make it right. Yeah. More. More. See what I'm saying? So, okay. So I have people that take care of me. Mm. And take care of the house. But I'll get to working and I'll forget to eat. Thanks. I'll forget to eat, right? Work out, I forget to eat. I just go, you know. So I do need to take a bite, get my blood sugar, everything ready. ready, and it's ready. But let me just say, Maxx Crosby here, incredible. With that push, that rush around the end would be, I'm telling you, and let me say it this way. If you got Maxx Crosby and could keep George Pickens in that offensive attack, I would almost be saying, wow, this is going to be one of them 15-2, 16-1. That would be a team that could possibly get close to the record for best regular season Dallas Cowboys ever had. And absolutely, I believe, will be able to look at running this thing all the way to a Super Bowl if you got them both. Here comes what will ultimately come down and be played with, I guarantee you, this offseason. Is if you don't give that franchise tag money to George Pickens, right? You don't give that franchise tag, you know what it means. You decide to trade George and pay Maxx Crosby. And then try to say I'm gonna pick up a lesser number for a receiver. That's even something that you would have to consider. You know, because Mike Evans are out there. I don't know where Tyreek Hill, where he would be if he ever gets healthy or not. But this, what you know what I mean? This is what you would have to start saying, like, wow, that kind of talent swap. You may not find another receiver quite like George Pickens, but can you get a guy that can get 1,200 if it's not 1,400? Can you get a Tyreek Hill to get up the field on a year deal? All of those things. Yeah, yeah. But if they can get them both, oh my God. Oh my God. If you can have George Pickens and still bring Maxx Crosby home, and you can, but you what you're gonna have to do is let George play. No. You would have to sign them both. You would have to sign them both. You would have to sign George now to the long-term deal so the cap number can be feasible, and then sign Maxx Crosby to a new deal so the early numbers in his deal can make it all feasible. But if that happens, boom, it's over. It's over. You guys can stop messing around. We're going to be on our way to a Super Bowl. It will kill and end the drought of 30 years, no long. 30 years we haven't been in NFC Championship. I guarantee you that will end the drought. You will end the drought, especially with what I'm understanding Christian to be as a defensive coordinator. It will be over. It will be over. And let me, I can, you know what? I know both of them. Ooh, God Almighty. When I think about that personality of Quinny and Maxx and those two type of players, oh my God. Dude, Maxx Crosby is one of us. He's one of us. He has a little bit of that Charles Haley in him, which means he's not a crazy dude. He's his own dude. He's his own dude, man. And I mean, and I'm gonna say this for y'all too. I'm gonna let y'all know he gets along with brothers exceptionally great. Not just good, not just well. I'm talking about exceptionally great. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying he's one of us, I'm talking about the kind of heart he plays with, the kind of dude he is on the field, the kind of brother he is. You know what I'm saying? To be real with you, I love the dude. I absolutely love the dude. And he has real heart. And I told you, when I was there, he and I got a chance to talk about it, how he stuck up and he was with Antonio Pierce. I want that kind of personality. I want that kind of commitment. I want that in the locker room. I want them bonding one to another. How many times have you heard me say it's not just about skill, it's about a collective will? And now you got a Quentin Williams who believes in that, and a Maxx Crosby who believes in that. What? Dude, and that's the part that I talk with Jerry and them about and try to make sure that they understand. This is different. If you can get something like that, that's different. To have the guys at that kind of talent with that kind of spirit and team building and dudes and dude building, it'll be different. I don't give a damn who you got on the defensive backfield and the secondary. They don't have no time to get it off. It'll be crazy. I'm just telling you. Golden words. Mike, love your videos this week. Fortnite, top 10 with football news is slow. The playmaker still makes fire content. I appreciate you doing that now. And that's now listen, I'm trying to expand. Dude, I honestly, I appreciate you saying that because I'm trying, like I told you guys straight up, I'm trying to do more things, see more things, and learn more things. I used to talk about people. Do you understand this? I used I used to talk about people that sat here at their desk and talked to a damn computer. When Troy first came in and all this, that's when they first started all this stuff with social media and Troy would be talking about he was on all night. I said, man, Troy Aikman, but you up doing all this talking all night to people, man. You talk to people personally. But I was talking. He was talking to them through social media. I was doing it personally. I thought, I was like, you guys, that means you guys are afraid to talk to people. So you're afraid to encounter people and everything. But it was my limited knowledge. I used to talk about people. And now look at me saying, man, I love this. I love sitting there talking with them. That's what my mom used to say, boy, don't put your mouth on nobody. That means don't talk about nobody. Don't say anything. What you're doing one day, you'll find yourself doing something else the next day, and another day, and you will be saying, why did I say anything? And now I'm doing when I was talking about those people. And yeah, that Fortnite thing is funny. So many people love Fortnite. And I really never played it, but I'm going to learn how to play it. Just because so many people learn to play it, I'm going to learn. Can I learn how to play it? You guys, a lot of people play it. I'm pretty sure I can learn how to play it. I'm going to learn how to play it. You know what I mean? Was that Philistine? That was too funny. Oh, when I was trying to talk about who can play, I don't even know those guys, man. Yeah, that Fortnite stuff was good, man. You know what I mean? And dude, listen, okay, this I want to talk. Who is Lewis? Lewis. They ain't talk about in the White House. Play might go to the White House. Must see podcast. Cowboys fans since 1980s. And let me tell you a couple things. We started this in the off season, but it is a process on this podcast. Two things. Well, let me tell you what I ultimately wanted to accomplish. What we talk about is, like I always say, it's called the White House has a situation room. And I want to talk about people that have had situations. I want you to come and share and we open up and talk about it. So when you get a guy, Brandon, and a guy like Mike Beasley, I want to give that space to be open and honest and talk and everything. But even times we get to talking, so we're so passionate about it. It's so funny you guys were asking about passion. We're so passionate about it, so passionate about it that we want to get it in, and we still have to work out those logistics. I was thinking about that today, and some things that I want to talk about on the show here pretty soon with those young guys, But I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And yeah, we'll keep growing. We got to keep growing. We got to get to a place where we all understand that we can get in our thoughts without actually competing to get in our thoughts. But that's the intensity and the passion you want. I always say I'd rather work with a group that I have to say, come on, man, we got to get better. We got to chill out, relax, let everybody else finish their thoughts. Well, I'd rather work with a group that I'm saying, come on back, hold up, hold up, hold up, instead of having to push you out there and saying, let's go, say something, do something. Yeah, it's much better if you have that passion. And now we learn how to control the commenting, even though we're all inside. So that's a process, but I guarantee you, we got it. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. Oh my God, dude, we got an episode coming up with the baby. I really on the White House, I really enjoy sitting and talking with the young man. And you guys, he talked about a lot of things. Talked about his situation he had at Walmart. And you guys, I'm sure, know all about it. But I'm telling you, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And in a way, I am creating what it is, a place where people can come and share some of the things that they've gone through that we may not have heard of. You know what I mean? And certainly they never would have said it because how someone is going to write it or put it out here and mess with them. Like there's some of the things he shared with me and that touched me. And I'm gonna let you in on something here because somebody else asked about it. And I'd imagine that's funny. I just saw someone, and I was going to come back to it, ask me about my son Tarantino on here. And I was going to come back to it closer towards a little bit towards the end here. But I'm gonna address some of it now. And with with the baby comes in, that's the first thing we did. We sat, oh, this is Liz. My secretary Liz, y'all. Liz, what's up? Nice. Sorry about that. Too sorry about that. But I want to get to this. I want to get this. I want to finish this. And then I'll get to that. Somebody just asked me about my son Tarantino. Love my son more than anything. And the baby came in, and it was a great opportunity to talk with him about where he is now, and you guys will see it. It's going to be great. He comes up, the baby, I didn't know that, the baby of four brothers had three brothers, so four boys. And then God turns around and gives him his baby, four girls. So it's just all great stuff. But he also talks about his dad and we had a chance to talk about my son. And he was, we had talked about it before we went on the air, and then we talked about it on air, you know. And it's great. It's simply great. It is. It really is great. So I want to do those things. And he opened up about a lot of things that he never talked about anywhere else. I'm guaranteeing you, he never talked about anywhere else. So yeah, you got some good stuff coming. It'll be some good stuff coming. But even on there, I because he's rapping and my son Tarantino raps, who I love, and he's talking about things he went through with his father. I'm talking about the baby because the baby's father is in military, he's strict, and he's about business and planning and all of that stuff. And he was like, yeah, but dad wanted me to be doing these things to make sure to secure my future. But then he went on, he stayed with his music, all of this stuff. I just think it's good. I just think it's good. So I just dropped that out just so you guys know, and we are going to be talking about my son Tarantino and all of that on that episode. Sometimes I remember when we went And this is what I'm drawing on. I remember when I used to spend every summer, me, Michael, and Elijah Tarantino. Every summer we spent with Larry Fitzgerald, right, in Minnesota. And we would go up to train and work out with all. Larry brings me in to coach all of the current players that everybody was there, and Combos, all of them were everybody working out. And I would come in to coach, and I always brought my sons in because Michael was playing, and we would all work out with the guys. Dude, listen, one thing I learned even back then, right? I would be telling Michael, and listen, you should try this, you should do 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 that, you should try this on the field, try this, try this. And it was like he didn't listen to me. We get on the field, Larry's bringing me in to coach and teach them, to work with them. I've been telling you this for weeks what to do, and you didn't listen to me. Larry says the same damn thing. And all of a sudden you're like, bing, okay, yeah. And you'll go do it. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, you do understand that they're bringing your dad in to help them. I can help you, but I'm just dad. That was Larry Fitzgerald. And I had to get my butt out the way and understand that. I'm just dad. But that's Larry Fitzgerald. And he got it from Larry Fitzgerald. And, I'm hoping that works here. Because I'm just dad. But that's the baby. He's traveled the road that you're traveling. So I just always want to be straight and real with you guys. I want to close this right quick because I do have for the meetings, but I want to talk a few minutes about, I don't like the beginning of all of it. And you'll start seeing people play with this thing about the George Pickens and the franchise tag stuff. I told you guys before, this is going to all be about how they see it on that side. I believe George Pickens should even see a franchise tag as great. I have moved from one place where they did not want to give me a contract because they didn't believe or trust in me, to another place where they're offering me a contract at least $28, $29, $30 million a year. You see what I'm saying? That's a victory. I don't care how you chalk it up. So I will go into negotiating, always looking at that. And I'm not saying play on a franchise tag. I'm just saying my mind is in the state that I've already won this negotiations. I've gotten it from a team that did not want to, but give you a deal and traded you. Not for first round, not second round, for third rounder. For third rounder. I don't know what third rounders are making right now. You see what I mean? I don't know off top. But trade you for a third rounder. A third round. Okay, Gene, I got you. So that means I got 10 more minutes. That's good. And let's push it back 10 minutes for us. So I got 10 more minutes. Gee, just hit me that. Yeah. Thank you. But you see what I'm saying? And I need that. I need that because I need this time. I don't want, right? Okay, so George comes in and says, man, we winning. I got $30 million right now. And if you don't, I want to get a long-term deal. But boy, I got 30, and then next year it'll be what, 34, 35? That's already winning. It's already winning. and negotiate from there. That means get as high as you can to the ceiling. Get as high as you can to the ceiling. But I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not going to let somebody tries to finagle me to change his perception to the world. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective when you're going into negotiations like this. And what you're about to see now is everybody trying to create an issue between George Pickens, Dallas Cowboys through David Mulugeta and Jerry Jones. This is going to be interesting to watch. And the longer Jerry and Steven and those guys don't get this deal done, it's going to carry over. It's going to bring about exactly what I was hoping not to do again this year. One of them, everybody's throwing out all of this stuff in the press, and Cowboys are doing this, and these guys haven't talked, and Jerry says he ain't gonna talk to agents, and back doing little back talking to David Mulugeta. You heard what Jerry Jones said. Back door Jerry Jones. David Mulugeta said he's going. This is exactly what they did to Jerry and Jimmy. Is exactly what they did to Jerry and Jerry, the Chicago and the Chicago franchise. I'm sure it's exactly what went on between Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. It's what happens every time anybody has any kind of success. People start going back one to another, running back to another, dropping in their ears, and egos get in the way, and they destroy something that they could have built something great with. And it all comes down to that one thing I always talk about. Well, not me, that the Bible always talk about, and that's vanity. It's my greatest sin. Devil's advocate. That's why that's the greatest line in the world. When that devil advocate in that movie, they said vanity. Greatest sin. Good ain't good enough. Great ain't great enough. Superb ain't superb enough. I have to be superior individual. That's what vanity brings out. And then people can yell at one ear, run over here, yell at another ear, and continue to tear things up that you guys may have had going great. I'm telling you, we're starting to see the beginning of this. I saw him with Stephen Jones. The franchise tag. Will you be able to do what you have to do if you have franchise tag? Well, we'll be able to do what we have to do. All of that is setting it up. And then some people they'll take a bite from here and a bite from there and a bite from there and a bite from there and put together a story that says the Cowboys said if they have to, I guarantee, if they have to, they'll leave franchise tag and George Pickens can sit out all year. They'll still be able to incorporate business as normal. Now, George, they don't. It's just the lies and more lies that will be coming out. And I hope I just want us to be watchful of it. Be watchful of it. And anytime you guys push repost, resend, and I don't like many things anytime, but like you're perpetuating that lie. You know people be lying. You know they be lying. And you're perpetuating that lie. So you, at least Cowboy fans, Cowboys Nation, let's not help them destroy us. You understand what I'm saying? Let's not help them destroy us. When people putting stuff out and, trying to stir up and start lies, let's make sure let's make sure that we said, nah, I'm not going to post that. I'm not going to repost it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to do them. I'm not going to fall into them lies, and more lies. But it's going to be interesting because I'm telling you, we got a chance. It's so good to think at this point that we got a chance. And I can't wait. I'm telling you to see what happens the second season with Dak and Coach Schottenheim. I was thinking about it today when I saw something that on TV about with Josh Allen. I said, see, that's what Buffalo did. Buffalo is saying, Buffalo is saying, I'm going to go with where my quarterback is most comfortable and put the game in his hands. And that's what they did last year. And I thought if we had inklings of defense, we could have done some pretty good things because they were learning each other. Now this year, you get George, and that's why I'm saying camp is important. You get CeeDee Lamb, and man, you get an opportunity to go and do things, and you lock down that defense. It'd be insane. It would be insane. All right, it's 6:06, 6:07. I better start locking this down and just saying, man. But I can't wait. I can't wait too, guys. I can't wait to see what comes out of this combine. I want to see it Saturday. Now watch, you'll hear people start to come up. Oh, this Mike Wish, I can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to see who's the fastest guy. He's going to be the biggest name on combine day. And then somebody's going to draft him to be another Tyreek Hill. And then somewhere, maybe 4 games in, maybe 6 games in, the real Tyreek Hill is going to be returning. And he's a free agent. This is going to be an interesting year. An interesting year. Where will Mike Evans end up? You see what I'm saying? There are receivers on the market that can really play. I want George Pickens to be here. But there are receivers on the market that could play if David Mulugeta gets to playing and messing around. And I don't want it, but I'm telling you, people are going to start saying it. Well, if you can't sign George Pickens, do you give that money to Maxx Crosby and go find other receivers that are open in the market right now? I'd rather have George Pickens and Crosby. But if I get Maxx Crosby, that's a hell of a get for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not talking about just football-wise. I'm talking about man-wise and how this dude here bring teams together. You know what I mean? He's a lot like what everybody talks about Quentin Williams. And it's the total opposite. And I'm going to say to him, I love Michael Parsons, or what they said Michael Parsons was. Be incredible. All right, guys. I got 2 minutes and I got another call. So let me take that minute. Yeah. The time is ticking. I know. I'm going to get in. Nobody's more important than you guys. But those calls are very important, and I'm going to get to them right now. I appreciate you guys. Mike, what's up? Hopefully I'll run into you at another game. Will our Canes be back in the championship hunt? Oh, shit. I talked to Malachi the other night, man, while I was at the White House, with the baby and everything, man. And yeah, it was incredible. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to George too, man. Let's hear from him, and I'm gonna try to see if let me reach out to George and see if we can hear from him too. This would be cool. Let me do that because that'll be interesting right now. Or I don't know if they're telling him don't say anything because a lot of times these agents don't talk, don't you talk because that'll put all the focus on them. If you don't say anything, then people will come to us for everything. It makes us important. You see what I'm saying? just I know all that games. All right, guys. All right, let's do this again. Let's do this again next week, guys. I appreciate you. I gotta take and get on this other call right now. But trust me, guys. 6 p.m. I appreciate you spending the time. I appreciate you always sharing your thoughts, sharing your heart, sharing your life. God bless, peeps. And we talk